So what's next for you?
What's next for me?
Tell me about the assisted living facilities.
Yeah, I started with one 30-bed facility,
Okay.
and it was kind of
Was it a pet project? Like, how did that happen?
it was a pet project. When I went to college, my freshman year, my grandfather was on dialysis. And so I was thankful that my coach would allow me to go back and forth to take him to
Because you were
dialysis.
playing soccer at that time.
I was playing volleyball.
Volleyball.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I was there with him until the end. And then my grandmother got sick, a few years back. And my mom was there taking care of her. And it was very, very hard on her. But she felt like she had to because we couldn't find a place that seemed what we thought was quality to send her to. And now that my mom is getting older,
scary.
Yeah, I think we're in this transition where our kids are leaving, but now our parents need us so much. And now all of these things start to become a reality about like, what am I going to do? How am I going to take care of her? What's going to happen? And if I ever did have to send her somewhere, like, where is she going to go? And so I think that there's a huge need for this right now as we see the boomer population, going into their elder years. And so it was kind of a pet project. I did it. And
did you start it at home so that your mom could kind of benefit from it with her?
Yes.
Okay.
And it has turned out to be an amazing experience, something completely different that I've never done before. And I like the learning process. Like, I had to go and work somewhere for like a month so I could learn how to bill Medicare and do all these things that I just had no knowledge of. Because like you said, if you're going to be a part of something, I need to know every single part. There shouldn't be anything that I can't do.
Right.
Right. I can handle purchasing. I can handle billing. I can handle placement, whatever the case may be. If there's a man down, I can slide into place and take the job. So for me, it was nice to do something that was so different because I love to learn and it felt like that to me and it's done well. And so now I'm started to open some smaller facilities, which really aren't for the elderly, but more for like special needs.
Wow.
And things like that, which is a completely different experience as well.
Amazing. So needed.
Yes.
And especially now people are losing services.
Yes.
Which is very scary.
Yeah.
So you can maybe fill in the gaps.
I don't think that those services are going to be lost. Yeah. I haven't had any sort of inkling that those services are going to be lost because they are very, very needed. And that's been an interesting experience. And I think because I have a heart for people who are trying to care for their children and trying to figure it out, because I've gone through the process, that it gives me such a different perspective when you're helping these families. So they're not really clients. You feel like this is becoming a part of your family as you integrate with all these people. So it's been an interesting experience.
It sounds to me like,
and I'm loving it. And I think, now in my empty nest, I will expand and pour more so I can keep myself busy.
Right.
Right.
It sounds like kind of more like a calling.
Yeah.
Because you do have a heart for service.
Yeah,
right?
I do. And I feel like this is something that I feel proud of. And to me, that's important. To do work that I feel proud to put my name and have my name attached to it and to say that like I did that, I'm a part of that. And again, you end up with more people who depend on you and makes you show up every day.
And maybe that also is like, now that the boys are transitioning to being more independent.
Yes.
Right. It's like, it'll never fill the void.
No.
Because you're always going to be their mom first. I think about my boys also, like they'll never fill a void of what it feels like to walk into a house and it's complete chaos. And I've got, my frat house, I've got a million people, mom this, mom that, mom, what's for dinner? Mom, can you take me here? That gives me so much joy. But as they start to become more and more independent, it's like, how can I still be in service to the world? And it sounds like that's a way for you to still be a caretaker,
yes,
a nurturer, a caregiver. And that's beautiful. So you're doing some expansion with that.
Yes.
Do you still have your stores?
No.
Sold those.
Yeah, sold those.
Okay.
Sold those. So
I love it. You've got this whole entrepreneurial journey.
I think I like to build. I think,
You're a builder.
I do. I think I like to build and, I like to okay, I did it. And now what can I do next? Or maybe I get bored. I don't know what it is, but I'll just take on another project.
Right.
So I'm always talking to people and listening and be like, oh, that sounds interesting.
Let me dip my toe in there.
Let me see.
And growing up on a farm, how did you get the entrepreneurial gene?
Well, I think you're born with that if you grow up on a farm, because farm, that's all
it's
entrepreneurial.
All work.
Yes.
Everything.
And it's work. it's work. You know, people used to be like, oh, you have this tremendous farm, you have all these things. We are farm rich.
Right.
We have a lot of equipment.
Yes.
we have a lot of
fresh
supplies.
vegetables.
Yeah, we have all the things, you know, and so everything pours
back to that.
back into the farm.
Yeah.
And
does your family still have it?
well, you know.
Got it.
Yeah. So
Duly noted.
Unfortunately, sometimes with family, things don't always go as they should.
Yeah.
And one family member took the farm from the rest of the family. So that is a point of contention.
But you have the memory of the farm.
I have the memories.
And that'll never ever go anywhere.
That will never go anywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah.